Hello, hello everyone. So I was scrambling a little bit there because YouTube evidently changed some settings. I was like, how do I go live? So here we are. Hopefully you can just take a short pause and just be grateful that you're right here, right now. And as always, whether you're joining me live or joining me later, just make sure you carve out this next little while for your own self-care. So today, and I should introduce myself, I suppose. I'm Karen Dubs, flexiblewarrior.com. These are my 4 rescue dogs. Bruno, my foster dog, Leo, Luna, and Stella over there. I don't know if she's in the camera or not. She's on the couch. And today we're going to do a 30-minute warrior spirit slow flow. So with so much going on in the world and definitely some feelings of anxiety and stress and tension and all the things, it's really important that we carve out time for our own self-care, number one. And number two, we embrace our warrior spirit, right? Because sometimes we can get a little bit worn down and the negativity and the fear and the anxiety is very contagious as well. So as we've been talking about all along with this warrior spirit and the Chill Power Challenge, is strengthening our own warrior spirit so that hopefully we can be a source of peace and strength and feeling grounded and healthy and be part of the positive ripple effect. So that's what we're here to do today. As always, honor, protect, and listen to your body. And we're going to be incorporating some warrior poses today and some stretches as well. So if you're not already, go ahead and have a seat on your mat. Cross your legs, come to easy seated pose, which just means you're sitting up tall. If you want to grab some pillows from your couch or your bed, that's all good too. You can prop those underneath your hips, which for those of my runners and athletes in the group, hips are tight. Make sure you just elevate them a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more space so you can be a little bit more comfortable. Honor, protect, and listen to your body. Modify as you need to. Rest your hands down into your knees. Let's start with 3 very deep breaths, focusing on gratitude here as well. So deep inhale, opening up the posture, lifting through the heart, breathing as deeply as possible. And as you exhale, just consciously feel the tension dropping from your shoulders, your face, your neck, and your jaw. And do that 2 more times at your own pace, really focusing on deepening the inhale as much as comfortably possible, and it is a practice, so stay with it. And as you exhale, again, just be mindful of where you're carrying your tension, and if you can just soften just a little bit, letting it all go with the exhale. Do that 1 more time. So the huge breath in, gathering positive strength and energy. And exhale, letting go of negativity and any stress and tension. Perfect. All right, good. We're going to start with a few slow flow sun salutations. So you can make your way into child's pose to begin with. So sit on back. Leo, can you scoochie over to the side? And let your hips rest back onto your heels. Let your forehead drop to your mat. Pause there. Again, acknowledging that you will honor, protect, and listen to your body first and foremost. On a breath in, you'll shift your weight forward, spread your fingertips out wide, curl your toes, lift your hips up to the sky in downward facing dog. And you can feel free to pedal, bending your left knee, dropping your right heel, bending your right knee, dropping your left heel. And as you pedal out right and left, bring awareness to your hands at the same time so you really feel grounded through the palm, the fingertip, and the knuckle. 1 more pedal right and left. And look to your hands. Take a walk forward to the front edge of your mat. Take a moment to line your toes up so everything's in good alignment. We're going to slide the hands to the shins. Pause here in a halfway lift. So if you're feeling that your hamstrings are tight, a little bend in the knees is all fine. Hands can be on the shins, belly in, shoulders back, big breath. And exhale, round your spine, come into forward fold, chin to chest, nose to knees. Rising all the way up to standing, take a big sun breath in, again, gathering good positive energy on your inhale. And then mountain pose just means good posture, standing up tall at the front edge of your mat. So a slow flow sun salutation, here we go. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, big dive out into a forward fold. Again, bend your knees for those of you who have tight hamstrings, all good. Halfway lift, slide the hands to the shins, slide the shoulders back from the ears. Exhale, forward fold, take a big lunge back with your right foot. Drop your hips really low, lift and open your chest and your heart, and pull your shoulders back from your ears. Take a big breath in, make sure that left knee is right out over the left ankle. Step through to plank, pause and plank. Again, we're doing slow flow today, so moving slowly and mindfully. with gratitude at the same time. So big breath in, being grateful for your hands, the strength of your arms. You can always modify by bending your knees if you want. Shift to your toes, bend your elbows. You can come half or all the way down to your mat. Inhale to a back bend, cobra upward facing. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, push back, downward facing dog as you exhale. Land in your downward dog with a deep breath in and out through your nose. And then look to your hands, step, or feel free to hop to the front edge of your mat. Halfway lift as you slide your hands to your shins. Open up the chest, pull the belly in and up, pause, slow down. Exhale, round your spine, forward fold. Stretch it all out, let your head relax. Rise up to standing, inhale, big breath in, again gathering that positive energy on your inhale, and then mountain pose, hands down by your side. One more time through for our warm up. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, big dive out. Looking forward, halfway lift. Create space in your spine and deepen your breath. Exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half, and big lunge back with your left foot. Again, just check that your right knee is right out over your right ankle. And if it's not, you need to scoot your left foot back a little bit further. Open your heart, pull your shoulders back. Take a big breath. And then step through to plank. Again, just taking a moment here to focus your energy on gratitude for all that we already have. Take a big breath in, shift to your toes, bend your elbows, come half or all the way down. Inhale into your back bend, big breath, pause. Use your core to lift your hips up, back to downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths in your downward dog. And again, just take a moment to feel very grounded and grateful. You can walk your toes together to touch if they're not already. Lift your right leg straight up to the sky, take a big breath in. And step your right foot up and in between your hands. If you need to help it forward, just scooch it forward. Place your left heel flat to the mat, so spin it flat. Take a big breath in here. We're gonna rise up to warrior one. So we're gonna add in these warrior poses again. Strengthen your warrior spirit so that when obstacles come and challenges come, we're strong and resilient. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers for humble warrior. Inhale, open the chest and the heart, squeeze your palms together, and then fold forward so that the right shoulder drops towards the right knee. If you want a deeper chest stretch, you're gonna lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Let the weight of your head relax completely so you're looking back towards your left foot. This is humble warrior. Take a very deep breath in. And then we're gonna rise up. Now keep that bend in your right knee. The best you can, keep that right knee right out over the ankle. Reverse warrior. Your left hand's gonna come back towards your left thigh. Your right hand's gonna pivot and come up to the sky. Keep that right knee out over the right ankle the best you can. Take an inhale, stretch and reach for the sky, and then go ahead and bring your right hand forward, moving nice and slow and mindfully. Straighten your right leg, coming into triangle pose next. So the right knee straight. You're gonna reach your right hand as far forward as you can. Lift your left hip bone up. You might already feel a stretch through the groin, inner thigh, and hamstring. And then pivot to the side for your triangle pose. Your left hand can come straight up towards the ceiling. I want you to imagine that you're leaning a little bit back. Look up to your left thumb if you can. Take a very deep breath in and enjoy the stretch. Triangle pose. One more breath. Now using the strength of your core, lift yourself out of your triangle pose and turn your toes straight forward towards the long edge of your mat. In fact, your toes are slightly gonna turn in and your heels are gonna slightly pivot out. Put your hands on your sacrum, your low back. Open your heart, lean back, and get a good stretch for the front line of the body. Pressing your hands into your sacrum. And then leading with your heart, folding forward. Bring your hands all the way down to the floor in a straddle stretch. So there's lots of adjustments for your straddle stretch. So stopping wherever feels good for you. You can take your feet a little wider apart if you like. You can walk your hands back in line with your feet if you like. You can also interlace your fingers behind your tailbone if you like, just like we did in Humble Warrior, and come into a chest expansion with your straddle stretch. So take any of those variations, adjusting according to what feels best for your body. Deep breathing and opening up tight places. One more breath. And release your fingertips down to your mat, you're going to take a walk around to your right foot. So walk your hands on either side of your right foot. Now listen, your right leg's going to go straight back up to the sky where it came from in the beginning, right? So send that right leg straight back up, do the best you can. Reach through your toes, take a big breath in. And then bring your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon stretch. I know, a lot of people's favorite. You're going to point your left toes and slide your left foot as far back as you can. Walk your hands back to your shin. Again, open your heart to gratitude. So feel the chest open, the collarbone lift, and the breath come in deeply. And then as you exhale, go ahead and release down into your pigeon stretch. And we're going to take 5 very deep breaths here in pigeon. If you're a little bit more open in your hips, you can spread your elbows out wide and let your forehead rest down to your hands or on top of your fists like this. You can stack them on top of each other. Whatever feels good for you, that's what I want you to do. And I want you to be mindful of that. What brings you joy? What feels good in your body? It might feel slightly uncomfortable, but stay with it and know that that balance you're creating, that flexibility is transitioning not only from your body, but into your mind. That's what we're working for. Take one more really deep breath in. And as you exhale, can you let go? Can you relax? Can you surrender just a little bit more into the stretch? We're coming into forearm plank from here, working on a little bit of core strength, just a little today. Curl your left toes under, squeeze your left knee up straight. Okay, with your left knee straight, step your right foot through to meet your left foot and lower your hips so that they're down in line with your shoulders. You are one straight line of energy from the crown of your head, shoulders, tailbone, heel. Take one more big breath in, and then release the knees and the belly down onto your mat. We're going to do locust pose next. So I'll pivot to the side a little bit so you can see. You're going to reach your hands behind your tailbone, hover your toes up, bring your big toes together to touch, squeeze your palms together. Again, we're working on some heart opening here as well today. So opening your heart to gratitude and peace and love, and also getting good strength at the same time, so that balance of opposites. Release down, hands come underneath the shoulders. Press yourself back to counter pose in child's pose. So hips drop back to heels, forehead comes down. Take a really big breath in into the back of your body. So see if you can really fill up your lungs into your low back. See if you can feel the lungs fill and that little stretch and then openness that you feel in your low back. Walk your hands as far forward away from your feet as you can. Shift forward, curl your toes. Let's repeat and come into downward facing dog. So take 3 deep breaths in downward dog. Again, send that message of feeling grateful and grounded. Hands and feet, but also mind and body. One more deep breath in. And you can either stay in your downward dog, or if you'd like to do a half vinyasa, you can go ahead and shift forward to plank. Pause and then bend your elbows and lower down. Inhale into your back bend, cobra or upward facing. And exhale, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog and get the whole series on the other side. So let's take a deep breath in. Lift the left leg straight up to the sky, 3-legged dog. And then step your left foot up into between your hands again. Help it forward if you need so that your left knee is right out over your left ankle. Right heel pivots flat. Rise up with a big breath in. Nice job, you guys. Stay with me, block out distraction. I know it's hard. Warrior 1, the strength and warrior spirit. So you're strong, you're open, and you're resilient. Hands interlace behind the tailbone, humble warrior, one of my favorites. Interlace the fingers, open the heart, and again, you're strong, but compassionate and humble. Let the left shoulder drop down into the inside of the left knee. Relax your head so you're looking back towards your right foot. Shake out any tension that you're holding in your neck and your shoulders for one more breath. And then rising up to reverse warrior. Release the fingertips. Your right hand's going to sweep back. Your left hand's going to sweep straight up. Bend that left knee as deeply as you can. Slide your right hand back towards your right ankle, maybe behind your right knee. One more breath. Nice and slow, come out of it. Warrior 2. And then go ahead and right away straighten the left leg, and we're going to come into triangle. So you should have a little micro bend in your left knee. You don't want to lock out the joint. Lift your right hip up and slide your left hand down towards your ankle or towards the top of the foot. Right hand stretches straight up to the ceiling. And again, imagine that you're slightly leaning backwards. If it's okay on your neck, you can look up towards your right thumb. And it's really important that you practice those deep breaths here. Make little adjustments by lifting the right hip up and sliding gently the left hand down. One more very deep breath in. And then use your core, grounded through your feet, rising up to standing. And then we're going to do that straddle stretch again. So you're going to turn your toes slightly in and your heels slightly out. Hands come to the sacrum, low back. Open up the heart. Chest expansion. Press your hands into the sacrum. Big back bend. Open up. And then leading with your heart. Folding out over and placing your hands down onto your mat. So the same thing again. You can walk your feet a little wider apart if you like. You can have your hands straight underneath your shoulders, or you can walk them back in line with your feet, or interlace them behind your tailbone. Okay, so you're adding a chest expansion if you're adding that last component. But if you feel like you need support, just keep your hands by your feet or under your feet. In line with your feet, that is. Deep breathing, relax into the stretch for one more breath. And then hands to your sacrum. Walk your hands around to your left foot. So pivot around. Your right heel's going to be lifted up. You're back in this low lunge position, right? You notice your left knee is right out over your left ankle. Good alignment. And then the left foot's going to shoot straight up to the sky in that three-legged dog. So here we go. Shoot that left foot straight up to the sky and push through both palms evenly. Take a big breath in. Reach through those left toes. And then bring that left knee to your left wrist for your pigeon stretch. Now point your right toes, slide your right foot back a little bit further, walk your hands back to your shins, lift and open your collarbone, open your heart to gratitude, and then release your forearms down to the mat if you like. Remember, you can stack your fists on top of each other, you can flatten your palms and rest your forehead there, and you can deepen your breathing. So the deeper the breathing, the more you lengthen out your exhale, the more that you allow that message of peace and calm and gratitude to come into your central nervous system. So while you're here, relaxing into the stretch, I'm going to read to you the quote that I read, a part of the quote that I read to you last week. And while you're stretching and the hips carry so much tension, this will just allow you to assimilate and absorb the quote a little bit. So here we go. It's about gratitude. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. Gratitude turns problems into gifts, failures into successes, and the unexpected into perfect timing. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. That's a quote from Melody. She has amazing books, and I love, love, love that quote, especially around Thanksgiving. But really, gratitude is never not in season. It's always a good thing to practice. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Curl your right toes under. Squeeze your right knee straight. Strengthen the core, and then step the left foot back in line with your right foot, lowering your hips in line with your shoulders. So forearm plank, deep breaths in and out through the nose, working on that strength, that warrior spirit. Take a big breath in. And release your knees and your stomach down to your mat. One more time for that locust pose. I'm going to give you an option to do your bow. For those of you who do this stuff with Reed regularly, you knew that was coming. I know you know. But here's your locust pose. We did this the first time, right? Strengthening the muscles along the back of the body. Seal your big toes together to touch. You can stay here. Or if you want to reach back and grab the tops of your feet into your hands and work on your bow pose, which gives you not only the heart opener, but a great quad stretch too. Whichever one you're working on, breathe deeply, open your chest and your heart, and honor and protect your body. One more breath. And release your hands under your shoulders. Push back to counter pose and child's pose. Breathing into your low back. And releasing the stretch for one more breath. And then go ahead and shift up to your hands and knees. We're just going to come into a cat-cow next. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift your tailbone up, open the chest, Lift the chin away from the chest. Exhale, push through the palms, round the spine, hollow the belly, and bring your chin to your chest. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Just keep moving with your breath. So you inhale to open and extend. Exhale to tuck and round. And when you tuck and round, really try to pull the ribs and the hips closer together. Press your palms strongly and draw the chin to the chest. So you're really rounding up. One more time. Inhale to open. Breathe in. And exhale, push through the palms, hollow the belly and around the spine. And again, really try to bring the ribs, the bottom rib, and the hips together. And then return to neutral. Okay, one last pose in a kneeling position. This is going to be basically incorporating a few of the things that we already did, but together in a kneeling position. So the right leg's going to come straight back. We're starting with spinal balance. The left arm's going to come straight forward. So here you are in spinal balance. Eyes are focused straight beneath you, so your neck's in line with your spine. And then I want you to bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand, and see if you can find your right foot with your left hand. And once you found your foot with your hand, you can kick your toes up higher to the sky, breathing deeply. Again, great heart opener, but also a quad stretch and a balance pose. One more breath. And then go ahead and release that foot out to the outside of your right pinky finger. So your right hand is on the inside of your right foot, okay? Yeah, so this is a great hip opener as well. You're gonna bring your left forearm down to the floor. Your right forearm might be able to make it down as well, but only go to where you want to go. And then I'm gonna encourage you to add a little modification, which is externally rotating the right knee and pressing the right knee out to the sides. We're just ending our practice today with a little bit of stretching into the hips and a little bit of balance work. Stay with me for one more breath. And then go ahead and bring it back to center with that knee and step back to kneeling position. We'll get that on the other side. So just start with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees under hips. Left leg's gonna go straight back. Right arm floats straight forward. Strengthen from the core, maintain your balance, and then bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand, grabbing the top of your left foot with your right hand if you can, and then kicking those toes up towards the sky, getting that great stretch to the front of the right shoulder, working on balance, and also stretching the left quad and hip flexor. The more you kick your toes up to the ceiling, the more you'll feel the stretch. And then go ahead and release that out. Step the left foot to the outside of the left pinky finger. So you've got the shin aligned with your arm. You're going to take a deep breath in. If you can bring your right forearm down, go ahead and do that. Externally rotate the left knee out to the side. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee. So you can get that nice hip opener, a little bit of groin inner thigh stretch. Take a big breath in. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back to center and bring your left hand to the outside of your left foot and slide back to child's pose one more time. Hips back to heels, forehead down. This time I want you to bring your hands back by your feet and turn your palms to face the sky. So it's like you're a little seed in the ground. You're tucked in, you're blocking out all distraction. Take a moment to close your eyes, and for 30 seconds, we're just gonna hold space for stillness and focusing on gratitude. Okay, you ready? Take a deep breath in. Beginning now, silence. And now bring your awareness back, sliding yourself up to a modified hero's pose where you're just going to rest your hands onto your thighs. So sometimes sitting still and finding silence is a challenging thing to do in this world right now. So that's why I like to just on occasion hold space for silence. And I do this with my private one-on-one clients as well, just to listen to our own thoughts. Okay, so we're just going to finish out with one more breathing exercise Again, stay with me just a little bit longer, and we're going to focus on gratitude to complete. So you can go ahead and sit into easy seated pose. You're welcome to stay in hero's pose if that feels good for you. Again, if you want to grab pillows from your couch or your bed, feel free to do that. And one more quote that I want to read to you from our book from my book, Find Your Flexible Warrior. And this is about being, earlier we did humble warrior pose. And so this to me really reflects on that pose series and maintaining a warrior spirit through challenging times. So there is nothing more powerful than a humble person with a warrior spirit who is driven by a bigger purpose. So there's nothing more powerful than a humble person with a warrior spirit who is driven by a bigger purpose. So sometimes we can feel a little lost. We feel our energy is very human, right? To focus on what we don't have or what's wrong in the world. And then the magic of gratitude, when you apply that to any situation, brings things back. So you can maintain that warrior spirit and positivity. Okay, so let's finish out with a practice on gratitude meditation. So you can let your hands rest down onto your knees, or you can feel free to turn your palms up, thumb and index finger together to touch. Close your eyes and just bring awareness to your posture for a second. We worked on a lot of heart openers today, opening the heart to gratitude. So if you can ever so slightly lift your heart up a little bit higher and feel alignment through your physical body. And ideally alignment from your intentions and what you hope for, and then actions and the things that you're doing on a daily basis. That's key for peace and gratitude. With your eyes closed, I want you to just take a moment to list a couple things that you're grateful for. However small or big, can be as simple as the breath that you're breathing, the air that you're breathing, the clean water, your family members, your children, your spouse, your home. Or it can be something much deeper than that. But just take a moment to listen to your thoughts and to be grateful for what you already have. Perfect. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Bring your hands together in prayer at your heart center space and lift your heart up to meet your hands. So you're sitting up just a little taller. One more time, deep breath in for gratitude. Gather good positive energy for the rest of your day. And exhale, bring your hands in and back to heart center. Namaste. And by the way, when I was making my little list, one of the things I'm grateful for is each and every one of you, and for this opportunity that I have through my YouTube channel to connect with people in this time where you don't get to see a lot of people face to face. So I'm so grateful. I do my digital detoxes throughout the year because I need a break from a lot of gadgetry, but I'm also so grateful for it, right? And just remember as you move on throughout your day that we are a source of positivity if we want to be. And energy is just as contagious as anything else. So be that source, be that positive ripple effect to share it with everybody you come in contact with the best that you can today, and practice your self-care first and foremost. It's so critical because we cannot give from an empty cup, right? So stay healthy, stay strong, and stay positive and flexible warriors. I appreciate you all so much. Remember, I do take requests. So if you want to comment, email me, Karen@flexiblewarrior.com. Let me know if you have any requests. And yes, my Teespring shop is up. So these shirts are available in my Teespring shop, as well as lots of other fun little things like mugs and lots of little goodies. And then my book is available on Amazon. So Find Your Flexible Warrior. I give it away free several times a year as well. So follow me on Instagram and Facebook for details on that, because I typically do it around holiday time. And lots of special events coming up too. So thank you guys so much. Thank you all for being here. It was really wonderful to see you. And I hope to see you next Thursday as well. Okay, have a great day. Bye guys.